Good day everyone! Welcome to another video in Learn Math with Teacher Math. For today's video in Mathematics 9 Quarter 2 Module 2, we're going to study the laws of exponents. Now let's define what is an exponent. Exponent is a symbol or a number at the upper right hand corner of a variable, constant, or expression. It indicates the number of times the variable, constant, or expression is used as a factor. Okay, it has a base, the variable, constant, or expression on which the exponent is applied. Okay, so example of this is 5 cubed. So the exponent here is 3 and our base is 5. Meaning to say, 5 cubed means 3 factors of 5. And ang ibig sabihin nito is 5 times 5 times 5 or tatlong beses na 5 and it will result to 125. So may iba't ibang mga laws of exponent. So first, we have the product of powers. Second, we have power of a product. Third, we have quotient of power. Fourth, we have power of a fraction. Fifth, we have power of a power. Sixth, zero exponents. And last, we have negative exponents. So ngayon, isa-isahin natin ang lahat ng laws of exponent and magbibigay tayo ng mga different examples na i-apply itong laws na mga ito. Okay, unahin natin ang product of a powers. So, pag sinabing product of a powers, ina-apply dito yung tinatawag na multiplication. Kung mapapansin ninyo, we have a raised to m times a raised to n. Kung papansinin, parehas sila ng base. At ang mangyayari sa mga exponents nila ay i-apply ang addition. So, for example, number 1, we have y times y raised to 7. Then, ang gagawin is we're going to copy the base, which is y. Then, i-add natin yung mga exponent. So, saan to nakuha itong 1? Okay, automatic na kapag walang nakikitang exponent o walang nakalagay, that is always 1. Okay, so we have 1 here plus 7. So, nandito yung ating equation. The next, simplify natin ito, then we will get y raised to the power of 8. Okay, so ito na ating final answer. Okay, number 2, we have 8. A raised to 9 times a raised to 5 b raised to 4. Okay, so first, okay, we are going to multiply the coefficient dito sa ating first term which is a, 8, and 1 naman dito sa ating ikalawa, which is kapag walang nakalagay, automatic na that is 1. Okay, so next times, okay, ang ating first variable na gagamitin is yung letter a. So, kukunin natin yung base a. Then, copy the exponent na 9 and the 5. So, we're going to add them. Then, kung mapapansin nyo, walang letter b dito sa part na ito. While dito sa kabila, meron. So, ang gagawin lang natin, just copy. So, times b raised to 4. Then, simplify. Okay. So, 8 times 1, that is 8. Next, copy the base na variable a. Then, we're going to add the exponent 9 plus 5, that is 14. Then, copy the variable b raised to 4. Okay, so that is our final answer. Next, let's proceed to number 3. We have 4y raised to 4 times 3y raised to 5. Okay, so our coefficient 4 and 3 will be multiplied. Then, copy natin yung base, which is same naman sila. We have y. Then, mag-add yung exponent na 4 and 5. Then, simplify. We have 4 times 3, that is 12. then y, copy, then add 4 plus 5. Okay, so that will be 9. So our final answer is 12y raised to 9. So that is the product of powers. Next, let's proceed to the second law of exponent, which is the power of a product. Okay, so ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Power of a product. So we have here, pag sinabing AB, o quantity AB raised to n, ang gagawin lang natin, we're going to distribute the given exponent sa lahat ng base na nasa loob ng quantity. So it will become A raised to n, B raised to n. So let's apply this law in a given examples. Number 1, we have the quantity 3w raised to the power of 2. Okay, so that will be, okay, distribute natin lahat itong square sa base na nasa loob ng quantity. So it will become 3 squared times w squared. Then simplify, that will be, so 3 times 3, that is 9. Then w squared. So this is the final answer. Number 2, we have this quantity squared for ab cube. So i-distribute natin itong squared sa lahat, 4a at saka sa b. So okay, gawin natin. It will become 4 squared times a squared times b cube. Ito yung cube dito. Then i-multiply siya sa 2 or this squared. Okay, so hindi siya plus. Tandaan na kapag ang exponent ay nasa loob ng quantity at mayroong exponent sa labas, ang gagawin natin doon is multiplication, hindi siya addition. Okay, next we're going to simplify. The answer will be 4 squared, that is 16 kasi 4 times 4 yan. Then copy natin yung a squared dito. Then b raised to 3 times 2, that is 6. So this is the final answer. So we have 16 a squared b raised to the power of 6. Next, number 3, we have quantity 2v raised to the power 4 x w raised to 5 quantity cube ito. Okay, so we're going to distribute the cube sa lahat ng mga base na nasa loob ng quantity. So isa-isahin natin. We have 2 cube. Okay, so ito si v naman. We have v raised to 4 times 3. Then next, we have x. So magiging x cube siya. Then w, copy natin si w raised to 5, then times 3. Then simplify, makukuha natin si, paano nakuha si 8? Okay, so we have 2 times 2 times 2. So bali tatlo na 2. Okay, so 2 times 2, that is 4, times 2, that is 8. Okay, so times v, which is 4 times 3, kaya naging 12 itong ating exponent. Then next, dahil wala na tayong 8 times dito kay x cube sa kanyang exponent, just copy. Then, proceed tayo kay base na w. We have w raised to 5 times 3, that is w raised to the power of 50. So the final answer is 8v raised to the power of 12 x cube w raised to the power of 50. And that's the power of a product. Next, proceed to the third law of exponent. We have quotient of power. Okay, pag sinabing quotient of power, meaning to say, the involved dito ay may division. Okay, kung i-divide natin yung same base, okay, variable or either constant yan, ang gagawin natin sa kanilang exponent is magsusubtract. Kung kanina, kung multiplication yung involved, ang exponent nila ay mag-a-add. Pag division naman, kabaliktaran, that is subtraction. Okay, so let's apply sa examples. Number 1, we have y raised to 7, divided by y raised to 4. Okay, so dahil parehas naman sila ng base, we're going to copy the base. Then, the exponent ay magsusubtract, which is 7 minus 4. Okay, so ang una mong isusulat is yung exponent ng nasa numerator, then susunod na yung exponent ng denominator. Then, let's simplify. That will be y cubed. Okay, so ito na yung final answer. Number 2, we have 8 raised to 8 n raised to 4 divided by m raised to 6 n squared. Okay? So, meron tayong dalawang variable na involved. Ang gagawin natin, combine natin yung mga magkakaparehas ang base. Okay? So, first, we have m. Okay? Ano ba yung mga exponent ni m? We have 8 and 6. So, subtract natin yan. Then, ganun din yung ating base na n, which is 4 minus 2. Okay? So, get the difference. We have m, copy the base, 8 minus 6, that is 2, times n raised to the power of 4 minus 2, that is squared. So the final answer is m squared n squared. Okay, now let's proceed to the third example. We have 8x cubed y raised to 9 divided by 2x squared y raised to 6. So, saan nakuha itong 4? Because if we're going to divide 8 and 2, makukuha natin si 4. Times, copy natin yung base na x, then subtract natin yung dalawang exponent, which is 3 and 2. Next, copy the base y dito, then subtract the exponent, 9 minus 6. Then simplify, we have copy 4, then copy the base na x, then 3 minus 2, that is 1. Ma'am, bakit walang 1 na nakalagay? Tandaan, sinasabi ko, kapag sinasulat na natin yung sagot na exponent ay 1, no need na ilagay na natin because that is automatic na 1 ang exponent niya. Okay? Next, proceed tayo sa base na y, which is 9 minus 6, that is 3. So, the final answer is 4xy cubed. So, yan naman ang ating quotient of power. Next, proceed tayo sa number 4 na laws of exponent, which is the power of a fraction. So, anong ibig sabihin naman ito? Okay, so we have the quantity a divided by b raised to n. Ang gagawin is i-distribute yung given exponent sa numerator and denominator. Okay? So, give an example. We have x raised to 5, y divided by x, y cubed raised to the quantity 4. Then, ang gagawin natin, distribute natin yung raised to 4 sa lahat ng base na nasa loob ng quantity. So, for example, ito na siya. Magiging x raised to 5 times 4 times y raised to 4. Okay, so, naging 1 times 4 na yun. Automatic na. Then, natulad din sa baba, we have x raised to 4. Ganun din sa y katulad kanina. Times y cube times 4. So, ganyan lang. Distribute lang natin yung mga 4 sa lahat ng base. Then, simplify. Okay, so x times raised to the power of 5 times 4, that is 20. Then, copy lang natin itong y raised to 4 divided by. Then, copy yung x raised to 4. Then, solve natin itong y raised to the power of 3 times 4, that is 12. So, ito na ba yung final answer? Yes, not yet. Hindi pa kasi siya simplify. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, katulad ng number 3 na loss, dahil meron pa same base, ang gagawin natin sa exponent, dahil ito ay division, pagmaminusin muna natin. So, ang nakuha ating result ay x raised to 16 divided by y raised to 8. So, paano siya nakuha? Okay, so we have to subtract 20 and 4, that is 16. Kung mapapansin nyo, nasa taas siya. Okay, so ito yung sa mga technique. Kung ano yung mas mataas na exponent, okay, so doon natin siya nilalagay. Okay, para hindi kayo malito. And pansinin nyo itong y raised to 4 and y raised to 12. Kapag sinubtract natin to 12 minus 4, that is 8. Mas malaki si 12, kaya dito ko siya nilagay sa denominator. Okay, so kasi mamaya pag-aralan natin bakit nasa baba. Kasi kapag isusubtract natin to, 4 minus 12, that is negative 8. So, negative yung exponent. Okay, so mamaya meron tayong tinatawag na negative exponent na loss of exponent yan. Okay, so yun yung isa sa mga technique. Okay, number 2, we have 2mn cube divided by 3m raised to 4n quantity squared. Okay, so let's distribute the 2 sa lahat ng base. Makukuha natin si 2 squared times m squared times n. Okay, naka-cube root siya. So, ito times natin ng 2 divided by 3 squared times m. So, may 4 ito dito. So, 4 times 2 na yan. Times n squared. Okay, so simplify. So, paano na ko yung 4? We have 2 squared is 2 times 2. Then, copy natin si m squared. Then, si n raised to 6 ay dahil sa 3 times 2 na ito. Divided by 3 squared, that is 3 times 3, 9. Then, m raised to 4 times 2, that is 8, times n squared. Then, simplify. Makukuha si 4n raised to 4 divided by 9m 6. Paano nakuha yan? So, kinapil lang natin itong coefficient. Punta naman tayo kay m. Okay, so kung papansinin, pares sila ng base, kaya pwede natin isubtract yung kanilang exponent. So, magiging 2 minus 8, that is negative 6. Okay, kung papansinin nyo, negative siya, mas malaki yung nasa ibaba. So, ilalagay ko si 6 or m raised to 6 sa denominator. While si n, kung papansinin, 6 minus 2, that is 4, mas malaki yung exponent ng numerator. So, sa numerator ko nilagay si n. Okay, so n raised to 4. So, this is the final answer. So, that is the power of a fraction. Next, proceed to the fifth law of exponent, which is the power of a power. Okay, so pag sinabing power of a power, okay, so given the base a raised to m, okay, meron tayong naka-raise na n sa quantity. Ang gagawin natin dyan, katulad na sinabi ko, ang gagawin is, we're going to multiply the exponent. Okay, kung kanina, nag-add tayo ng exponent, nag-subtract tayo, ngayon, mag-multiply. Okay, so, given examples, we have w squared, okay, quantity raised to the power of 5. Okay, so, ang gagawin dyan, we're going to copy the base, which is w, then multiply the exponents, which is 2 and 5. Then, we're going to get the product, 10. Okay, so, ang final answer is w raised to the power of 10. Number 2, we have 2 squared raised to the quantity of cube. So, ang gagawin, copy the base, which is 2, then multiply the exponent 2 and 3. The final answer is 2 raised to the power of 6. Pero dahil ito ay isang coefficient or constant number na naka-raise sa isang given exponent, ang gagawin natin is simplify pa natin siya. So, meaning to say that isolve pa natin, which means na 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So, 6 na 2. Then, that is 64. Okay, so, nag-multiply itself siya. So, that is the final answer. So, yan yung ginagawa natin kanina, which is, ang pangalan ng law na yan is power of a power. Okay, now let's proceed to the second to the last laws of exponent, which is the zero exponents. Okay, ito yung isa sa pinakamadali. Okay, kasi kapag ang base natin naka-raise sa exponent na 0, automatic ng sagot ay 1. Kahit na 1 million raised to 0, automatic na 1 pa rin ang final answer. Pero paano kung itong a raised to 0 ay naihalo sa ibang mga variables or constant na hindi naman naka-raised to 0? Okay, so ganito siya. So we have 3y raised to 0. Okay, ang gagawin lang natin dyan is papalitan lang natin yung mga naka-raised to 0 sa 1. Pero yung the rest, just copy lang. Okay? So, number 1, the answer is 3 times 1. So, si y raised to 0, naging 1 lang siya, pero si 3, ganun pa rin. So, solve natin, magiging 3. So, that is the final answer. Number 2, we have 7a raised to 4, b raised to 0, y raised to 5. So, sabi ko kanina, yung may raised to 0 or the exponent na 0 lang, ang papalitan lang natin ng 1. Okay, so copy natin the rest. We have 7 times a raised to 4 times 1. Dahil ito lang may exponent na 0, then copy natin ulit si y raised to 5. Then, simplify. Okay, so magiging 7a raised to 4, y raised to 5. Okay, number 3. Okay, kung papansinin, naka-quantity siya. Ibig sabihin, sasakop niya yung buong coefficient and variable, which is naka-raise sa 0. Automatic, ang sagot dyan is 1. Okay, how about number 4? Okay, so we have the numerator, which is a raised to 0, and our denominator is b cubed. Okay, so ang papalitan lang natin na may 0 exponent, that is yung nasa numerator lang. And papalitan natin siya ng 1. Copy natin yung ating denominator na b cubed. So, yan lang ang ating 0 exponents. Okay, let's proceed to the last laws of exponent. We have the negative exponents. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, okay, nabigyan ko na kayo ng idea kanina. Okay, pag sinabing a raised to negative n, okay, which is ng whole number, ang magiging final answer niya is pupunta siya ngayon sa denominator. Okay, para maging positive exponent. Okay, so ito ay nasa kasi numerator. So bababa siya, magiging denominator para maging positive. Paano naman kung ang ating negative exponent ay nasa denominator? Okay, so siya naman ay pupunta ng numerator at magiging positive exponent na siya. Okay, so parang baliktad. Okay, so number 1 example, we have 2m raised to negative 2. Okay, so paano yan? Merong kasama yung ating base na may negative exponent. Ang mangyayari lang dyan, may iwan lang yung walang negative. Okay, so ang pwedeng tumaas o bumaba sa numerator at denominator ay yung may negative exponent lang. So, ang mangyayari, may iwan si 2 as numerator and our m raised to negative 2, that is pupunta sa denominator. Pero magbabago na yung sign ng ating exponent at magiging positive na siya. So, ganun lang kadali. Okay, let's proceed to number 2. We have negative 5, x raised to negative 2. So, if we're going to solve that, okay, that is negative 5 divided by x squared. Okay, so bakit hindi bumaba si negative 5? May negative naman, ma'am. Okay, so mapapansin niyo yung negative naman ay para sa constant, hindi naman para sa exponent. So, ang magbabago lang, which is ang ating x raised to negative 2, magiging denominator na siya. Pero ang kanyang exponent ay magiging positive na. Okay, number 3, we have a raised to 5 divided by b raised to negative 3. Okay, so kung mapapansin, ang ating negative exponent is base b. So the answer is a raised to the power 5 b cubed. Okay, so ang ating denominator dito na b raised to negative 3 ay naging numerator na and naging positive na yung kanyang exponent. Let's proceed to number 4. We have m raised to negative 6 divided by n raised to 2 or n squared. Okay, so ang mangyayari, si m raised to negative 6 ay ang negative exponent niya. Kaya ang mangyayari, siya ay pupunta sa denominator at magre-remain lang si n squared. Paano yung sa numerator? Wala naman na siyang kasama. Ang mangyayari, maglalagay tayo ng 1. Okay, so magiging final answer is 1 divided by m raised to 6 n squared. And last example, we have x raised to negative 7 divided by y raised to negative 4. So, dalawa sila may negative exponent. Ang mangyayari, magpapalitan sila ng pwesto. Okay, so that will be y raised to 4. Okay, so from denominator, naging numerator, then positive exponent na yung 4, divided by x raised to 7 from numerator, naging denominator, then nag-change na yung sign ng ating exponent. So, yan ang ating negative exponents. Okay, so yun yung ating 7 laws of exponents. We have the product of powers, power of a product, quotient of power, power of fraction, power of a power, zero exponents, and negative exponents. Okay, so I hope may natutunan kayo from this video. So, I hope na aabangan nyo pa ang mga next video tutorial sa mga susunod na modules natin. So, abangan natin ito, and ang ating worksheet na binigay ko this week ay sasagutan gamit ang ZipGrid. Okay, see you soon mga anak. Okay, so stay safe. Thank you sa pakikinig. So, goodbye class!